Have you ever wondered why so many Japanese families seem to build wealth quietly, almost effortlessly, while others, especially in places like the US, struggle to escape the cycle of paycheck to paycheck living? It's not just about salary. It's not about luck either. In fact, legendary investor Warren Buffett once said some of his wealthiest friends in Japan weren't even high earners. So what's going on? The truth is, Japanese families often follow a completely different mindset when it comes to money. They rely on principles that are mostly invisible to the outside world, but extremely powerful. These are strategies rooted in discipline, intention, and culture. And today, I am talking about 10 of these wealth-building secrets that have quietly helped Japanese families achieve long-term financial peace. Let's start with something that isn't talked about enough: invisible assets. Most people think wealth is all about money in the bank, cars, or homes. But in Japan, real wealth often starts with things you can't see: relationships, trust, skills, habits, and knowledge. These are the assets that don't show up on a bank statement, but they're often more valuable than cash. After the 2008 financial crisis, many Japanese entrepreneurs bounced back faster. Not because they had cash reserves, but because they had strong networks and trust-based relationships. Harvard even found that people with these invisible assets recover from financial downturns twice as fast. So the lesson here is simple. Focus on building the things that no one can take away: your reputation, your skills, your community. Now let's talk about the Kakeibo method. This 100-year-old budgeting system is still widely used in Japan, and it's surprisingly low-tech. It's all done in a notebook. No apps, no spreadsheets, just pen and paper. But here's why it works. When you physically write down your expenses, you become far more aware of your spending habits. In fact, studies show people save up to 35% more with manual tracking than digital tools. Kakeibo asks 4 simple but powerful questions before you spend. Can I live without this? Do I already have something similar? Will this improve my life? Can I find it cheaper? These questions rewire your thinking. And that's probably one reason Japanese households carry almost no credit card debt compared to their American counterparts. Another core idea in Japan is financial minimalism, or what they call danshari. It's about owning less and spending with intention. Think about this. The average American home contains around 300,000 items. That's not just clutter, it's financial waste. In contrast, Japanese homes often have 1/3 that number, and there's a reason. In Japan, if something doesn't serve a clear purpose or bring joy, it doesn't belong. One great habit from this mindset is the cost per use principle. Instead of buying 5 cheap shirts that wear out in a year, they'll buy a $100 shirt that lasts 5 years. It might cost more up front, but over time, it saves money and stress. Try a 30-day challenge. For the next month, delay any non-essential purchase by 30 days. You'll be surprised how little you actually need. Now, let's face the topic many people avoid: debt. In Japan, debt isn't just financial, it's emotional. It's seen as a form of imprisonment. That's why only 18% of Japanese transactions are made with credit cards, compared to a much higher percentage in the US. They use cash and debit cards more often because it creates a psychological barrier. You literally feel the money leaving your hand, and that awareness naturally reduces spending. Studies show people who use cash spend 12 to 18% less than those who swipe cards. Try going cash only for a month and see the difference. It forces you to plan ahead, to think before buying, and to stay in control. One reason Japanese people have such a healthy relationship with money is because they start learning about it early. Financial education begins in childhood. Kids don't just receive money, they learn to earn it, save it, and invest it. Many families use the 3 jars method: one for spending, one for saving, and one for investing. But the key lesson is that money should be earned through contribution, not just handed out as an allowance. Over time, this builds responsibility, awareness, and healthy money habits, and it shows. Japan consistently has one of the highest savings rates in the world. Let's move to something that's often overlooked in Western culture: community-based wealth building. In Japan, there's a concept called the Tenoshi system, which involves informal group savings circles. For example, 10 people each contribute $100 a month, and every month, one person gets $1,000. It rotates until everyone receives their share. What's beautiful is how this creates accountability. Studies show people in savings groups like this have a 75% higher success rate in reaching their goals. Why? Because when you're part of a group, you stay consistent. It's no longer just about you. It's about showing up for others. If you struggle to save alone, try starting a small circle with friends or family. Another essential principle is smart frugality, inspired by the word morenai, which means don't waste. It's not about being cheap. It's about making every dollar count. Instead of spending $4 every day at a cafe, many Japanese households invest in a good quality coffee maker and use it for years. That small shift can save thousands over time. In the US, the average person wastes about $1,500 a year on unused subscriptions and impulse buys. Do a value audit today. Look at your recent purchases and ask yourself, will this still feel worth it a year from now? You've probably heard of budgeting envelopes, but did you know Japan has its own spin on this? It's called the Shunju Bukuro system, or the envelope method. People divide their income into physical envelopes for different categories: rent, food, transportation, savings, and so on. Each envelope holds the exact amount for the month, and once it's gone, it's gone. No borrowing from one to feed another. This makes spending very visible and very real, and it works. People who use this method save 28% more on average than those who budget digitally. If you've never tried it, start small. Use envelopes for just a few categories and see how it changes your habits. Now let's talk about investing. In Japan, the focus is not on risky stock picking, but on steady, long-term investing. Most people don't try to beat the market. They prefer simple, consistent strategies like index funds, dividend-paying stocks, or REITs. The idea is to build wealth slowly and stress-free. Here's a rule they follow. If an investment keeps you up at night, it's probably not right for you. Sleep peacefully, invest wisely. Fun fact, 85% of individual stock traders actually lose money. So instead of trying to be a genius investor, follow a plan that doesn't require constant watching or second guessing. And finally, perhaps the most powerful secret of all, silent wealth. In Japanese culture, there's very little pressure to show off. You won't see many flashy cars or huge designer wardrobes. In fact, 80% of US millionaires drive modest cars and live in average homes, and many Japanese millionaires do the same. Why? Because true wealth doesn't need to be seen. It just needs to be felt, in the form of peace of mind, freedom, and legacy. So here's a 30-day challenge. Every time you're about to buy something, ask yourself, am I buying this because I need it or because I want someone to see me with it? We live in a world that often rewards the appearance of wealth more than actual wealth. But you have a choice. You can follow the crowd, flashy spending, credit card debt, chasing the next trend. Or you can go the Japanese way, quiet, disciplined, intentional, and free. So which of these secrets spoke to you the most? Was it invisible assets, the Kakeibo method, or the envelope system? Share your thoughts below. I'd love to know which habit you'll be trying next. Remember, real wealth doesn't shout. It whispers through your daily choices.